Hey guys, Drew here. Today I'm going to be recording a director's commentary for Hadz Lukomenon. Right here we're seeing episode 1. So, how am I related to this project? I am the creator, writer, director, and the actor for Grandpa in the series. And this series is based on another series that I made called Hadz Lukomenon. I guess it's not really another one, but I made it back in 2010 when I was a little kid, and the first 3 episodes were finished and put up on YouTube. And this one right now you're watching is a recreation of episode 1. But yeah, I put the first 3 up on YouTube. I had finished 6 in total, but I just never gotten back to the series until now. And so in late 2015, early 2016, I started a Kickstarter to fund this series. I asked for $5. I had 30 days to meet my goal, and nobody funded it. So here we are. Season 1 of Hadz Lukomenon completed. It's the great success that I thought it would be. So this episode 1, it's basically the same lines that were written back in 2010, but I've added a few and changed some of the writing because I wasn't that great of a writer back then, and made it fit, made the whole story fit Halo 4 better than it did Halo 3. So you'll see in the next few episodes there's a few different lines. I might show a comparison later on some other video, but the first 3 episodes are pretty much the same, and then
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Papilli has Lukomenon.
And then the first 4 through 6 are also very similar to the finished product. But the finished 4 through 6 I had were just like outlines of episodes. Basically, I had the film recorded and the head bobbing, but I don't have the writing, so I had to do that. So this shot right there you just saw with the hospital, that was one of the first green screen shots I did. Here's another one of just a warthog driving across a green screen, and then me filming landscapes. And this shot's from Daft Punk's Electroma, a movie. I just thought it had a really good opening scene like that, driving the road, so I included it as a test of what I could do with green screen, really. So this episode 2, this was actually, I first recorded episode 2 before episode 1 because Tommy, the actor for the Doctor, hadn't recorded his lines yet, and Amanda was available, so she recorded her lines for episode 2 just for me to do a test to show people what the series might look like. And of course, after I filmed episode 1, I went back to episode 2 and I wrote in new jokes and new lines, because basically what I did was I shot for shot copied the original episode 2, and I wanted to make it different, make it something new.
Billy, I have something to tell you.
So I had to re-record her lines, and
Why do you want
I re-recorded the whole episode to get this finished product you're seeing right now.
Hadz Lukomenon.
So this was something that I did in the original series. Every time, it was really dumb. Like for a while I was thinking every episode someone was gonna do some Star Wars yell and then die, but of course I cut it out in the original version. But at the end of episode 1, 2, and 3, the main characters kill themselves, just as a joke, you know, because death is funny. So this episode 3, this was the last one that I put up on YouTube from the 2010 series. The last fully finished product that I completed. So after this, it was basically original content, not based on anything other than the footage I had already filmed, which hasn't been released, of episode 4 through 6. So I had to build this whole base to look like the base from Halo 3 that was used in episode 3. That was a bit of a challenge. And then later on in the series, as it goes, the Master Chief Collection actually just doesn't save files when you click save, so I lost the file
really?
for the
Sorry to
exterior of
recognize you. Come on in.
Ninja's base. So I lost the interior too, of course. So I had to fully recreate it for the next few episodes after this that they come back. You can't tell. I'm sure it looks about the same,
I
but
have something to tell.
they're completely different sets. I had to completely recreate it just from the footage that I filmed, like this episode, basically.
Maybe it's not the
So that was a
haircut.
bit of a
But I
challenge.
can tell something's different. I just don't know what.
Will you just let me talk for a second?
I mean,
Now,
Billy,
Casey,
it's
the
just
character,
that-
I think he did the best job creating his own character. He completely changed how I saw Ninja from the original series. I thought he'd be like a really cool, like stealthy ninja kind of guy, but Casey just thought, what if he has like a southern accent and he's just like a normal guy who happens to be named Ninja, and I thought that was really cool, so I let him do it, and I think it turned out very well. Now this episode, I remember the most out of 4 through 6 exactly what was going on. So they show up to Grandpa's house, and in the middle of them showing up, I added this scene in actually. This wasn't originally in the original series, 2010. This scene with Grandpa and Billy, but basically what happens in the original one was they drive to Grandpa's house, they show up, and then they find the note, and that was going to be the end of the episode. And of course, this episode's already short as it is. Imagine how short that would be. I also added this in, of course. I really like doing this scene because I just thought it was funny in my head when I first thought of it. Like, as Billy is describing the event, it cuts to flashbacks of Halo 3.
We gotta find
And of course, putting it in, it turned out exactly as I thought it would. It was hilarious. In my mind, at least. So, right here, I guess this audio got cut for copyright. Kind of lame, but what can you do? Yeah, so as you can tell, the cinematography is at least 10 times better than the original series, I think. Because I was a terrible cameraman back there, and I had no experience. And with this series, I had a lot of experience going in, and I feel like I gave myself a lot of experience by filming this. Like, some of these shots, I know it's pretentious, but I think they're amazing, beautiful shots, great shots. And of course, I'm the one that filmed them, but they're really good, even for me. I'm not that great of a cameraman, but I feel like I did a really good job with the series. So there's another green screen shot. I'm sure most of you didn't notice it, but I had to build that set right there. Not this one, but that one. I had to build that in Halo 2, so I couldn't use the player models from Halo 4, if that makes sense. The Master Chief Collection had a remastered version of Halo 2, and their Forge was really nice in Halo 2, but it was very limited, the character creation, so I couldn't really recreate the characters. Now this scene, I just thought it would be funny to have two guards talking about some future Star Wars, because, you know, this is set in the future, it's Halo. And I texted Nick and Peter, Nick Giovannini and Peter Jutris, and of course they said yes, they'd love to be in the show. And Nick actually hadn't watched it at all. Peter had seen the first few. But
I'm excited
yeah,
to
after
see
the series,
how, you know, when he was like a teenager,
or after this
you know, like how he was bullied
episode,
in school.
they started following it.
Dude, yeah, no, like I just got a new AI installed.
Now this scene, I just thought it'd be funny. While they're talking, there's just a guy off to the side with his headphones in, you know, some blasted music, and then out of nowhere, the wall blows up, and Ninja jumps in. So I put that in there. It was really hard to find a wall explosion that I could actually fit on there and use in iMovie, because I'm not too great at the visual effects, as you have probably noticed watching the series.
Whatever. Okay, watch The Prisoner. I'll be back. You got it.
So Peter goes, he walks to go check on the guy, and then here's me, Master Chief, Grandpa. So, you guys are talking about Star Wars, huh? You know, back in my day, I actually fought in a few different Star Wars. Do you know who This is a really fun episode to make. I am the It was probably one of my favorites. Savior of the galaxy. It was also very challenging with all the Halo 2 shots and the. I had to find a way to get out of the map so I could actually get an exterior shot of the space. And then there's Ninja going out, and then he gets shot by Peter's character. In the foot! He was shot in the foot! Not killed. I hope you caught it that time. But a lot of people, after seeing this, they thought that Ninja was dead. Right there. Right in the middle of the series, I killed, like, the secondary main character. But no, sorry. There's Billy watching them leave. And a lot of these shots I reused over and over again because I was a little lazy and I didn't want to film new shots, like flying or driving. So you'll see later in the season, most of these shots right here even I'll use in later episodes to show like traveling. So here we are. This is the last episode that I had filmed. So what happens in the episode is Billy shows up at Kate's base, which was on standoff in Halo 3. I don't know if any of you know what that map looks like. But she gets to the base, talks to Kate, then Kate comes inside, and I didn't really have much dialogue filmed, but Kate walks inside and eventually pulls a lever, and then it shows the door opening, and then they're in Foundry, which is another map. And that's the interior of the training base. And then they'd run through the course. They're shooting things, they're jumping over, sliding under things. So I tried to do the best that I could to remake that in this episode in Halo 4. So this set right here, I built all myself. It's not like a pre-made map or anything. I built this whole room, which is probably why it doesn't look as good as the other ones.
This is serious.
It's just like a great background because the lighting in Halo 4 Forward is not great. But yeah, right here, Kate goes up, presses the button, and this goes down, and then they're in the next room. Now the exterior that I used for Kate's base in Halo 4, this room is actually the interior of that map. So I built all that. But the room that you see them sitting in, that was actually built on another map. Not that any of you care. But this was supposed to be a lot different, but I lost a lot of footage. So what was supposed to happen was Billy would run through the first time, just mess everything up. Second time, get a little bit better, and then the third time, get it all perfect. And then, as you'll see in a second, another shot that I left in because I didn't lose it. Every time that Billy completes it on the third run, Kate sits there and nods, like acknowledging that, yeah, good job, you did it this time. Now this, I have no words. I could not even complete it myself, and I built this stupid thing. So, I just left in the footage of me falling every time. This is just Kate showing Billy that she can do it, but she can't even do it because it's stupid. Not good at Halo 4 parkour at all. And then I got mad and just shot the air, left that in, of course. Now this is just like target practice, just shooting targets, blowing them up. Except the targets are explosive. Except for these cones. You shoot down the cones, and then throw a grenade into this box. Now here comes Billy. Missing everything. Oh, got that one. Yeah, but this whole scene is supposed to be like a training montage, pretty much. I think my original intention was actually to use the Rocky theme back in 2010, but back then copyright wasn't a big deal, as big a deal as it is now, and you could put anything on your YouTube videos and you wouldn't get like flagged or anything. But nowadays, you put more than 10 seconds of a clip of audio and you immediately get flagged. It's great. Love YouTube.
Billy, I think you're ready.
This scene I added in it. It wasn't in the original, as far as I know.
What? Oh, were you saying something?
But I had added in because
Sorry,
there was really nowhere
what
to
did
go
you
from
say?
what I had already
Sorry.
filmed.
I said, I think you're ready.
Sorry,
Honestly, I think I might have to take it back. Have you been paying attention at all?
Well, if you think I'm ready, then we gotta find Grandpa. For real this time.
Idiot.
No, this scene right here, if you had watched the original series, or not the original series, if you watched the episodes as they came out, this whole scene is just an intro to the episodes, but in the full version, I left it in as them actually driving to the location, because that's what it was intended to be, but in the episode 7, when it came out, there's a title card at the end of this that says episode 7, but I cut that out for the first version because it's the full season, it's not just episode 7, so that's irrelevant. And there you see the scene from Electroma. You see Daft Punk driving that car. And right here would be the title card, but I just left it black.
So yeah, you know, it was nothing
So,
really. Like, you know,
here you see
talking some Star Wars.
Peter's character is still around. He was supposed to come back for the last episode and die, but I couldn't get him that week.
Right in the back.
I completely forgot about it, so
we got the call over the radio.
so he's potentially still alive
And,
for season
he
2.
beat me
We don't
to-
know.
I mean, you know, I let him,
You don't know. I may know, but I'm not gonna tell you.
So that, you know, I can go check it out because I was really bored. You know, wanted to do something.
So for this one, I was gonna have Peter and Kenny record together,
So I went back.
but
Dead. You know, it was just laying there. Like,
with how Peter's schedule was, I couldn't get them both at the same time together. So I had Peter come over and record his part, and I just called Kenny on Skype and had him record. Yeah,
You just
Okay.
wait, you dunce. I bet
Yeah.
Billy's on her way
Sure.
right now to rescue
just
us.
like
That little girl with the
stuff to
raspy voice
respond
from
up here
the
with,
rescue
as if he wasn't really listening. He was just acknowledging him so that he thinks he's listening.
won't ever believe you. He thinks we're in a computer program, for Chief's sake.
Grandpa, I thought you were the chief.
He has a point.
So Matt,
You're right. I am the Master
Oh, Matt.
Chief, savior of the galaxy.
Matt's character, I wrote for
Finish my sentence.
him was basically
You're alive. And
he was a guard that was at the space
I thought that
that would die.
I just got
Just
shot in
back to
foot.
the original episode 1 through 3, just like killing off the characters immediately. But this character, he would it's kind of like Deadpool, I guess, in a way. He dies and he just gets back up and keeps talking,
I have no
and breaks
idea.
the fourth wall.
They
And
just
yeah, I guess he's exactly Deadpool. So sorry about that, but I just thought it's a funny character to put in.
We have to find out who's behind this.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty darn sure I saw Super Evilly.
Now these episodes were very hard to machinimate because
What are we waiting for?
for most of the time I had to get a second
What's up,
person
Billy?
to help me,
Is something wrong?
just so that I can have
I'm
4 people
sorry.
running through the hallway,
I
because
don't want
I could
to
barely
go
control
around.
2 at
I
once,
don't want to fight bad guys.
let alone
I
4.
just
There's no
want
way I
to
could
go
have done
home
that,
and
so
have everything return
got a few people to help.
normal. I have a feeling that this is all my fault somehow. And
Oh, this
if it
monologue
weren't for
was
me,
written by
then you may have died.
Tommy, actually,
Honestly,
most of it.
I thought you
Um,
was dead,
the
and
voice
it
of the
felt
doctor.
horrible.
So
It felt like it was my fault
what we did was
somehow.
I
It
wrote
almost felt like
my general
I was
idea
the one
of
who shot him.
what I
And
wanted
if
in the
someone
episode
actually important
in a
to
Google
me
Doc, and then I
actually
added
died,
the cast members of that episode,
I don't know if I could handle it.
as well as Tommy.
But Billy, we came all this way.
It would be
to
silly to stop
help me
now.
write it. So
We're so close.
Tommy
to
wrote
finding
this
out who
monologue, and
wrote
I liked it a lot, so
don't
I
think
left it
you
in, of course,
understand.
and added
Does
to it a little bit.
anyone know why we are even here?
This part, I think about here is where I started adding to it.
We are here to save Grandpa. That's why we came in the first place. Not to find...
I just thought it was a
not to kill
good idea
anyone,
to have
not to get ninja shot, but to
a
save
monologue
Grandpa.
in the middle of the episode, because
And we've
it's
achieved that.
coming close to the end, and
If you guys would
Billy
just
really hasn't
shut up
talked
and
much
listen
about
to me for one
her disease
second,
at all
we
before
can
this, so
complete our
this was her
original mission
moment to let it
and
all
save
out
him.
and talk to
The
her
only
friends
way
and
that
Grandpa,
can be
and
accomplished is if
just
we
tell him how
head
she
home.
feels, really.
Is that understood?
It would have been a lot more emotional had she had a real voice actor and not Microsoft Sam,
I'm
but
sorry, guys.
I
just
think it
wanted
turned
to
out
let
fine.
Grandpa know about my disease. That's all. It's clearly taken its toll, and I don't know how much more time I have. I love you guys, but I just want to spend some time with my grandpa one last time before I go.
Billy, what are you
So
talking about?
this part of the
Grandpa,
episode,
I have
I
something
had
to
the
tell you.
idea of it
What is it,
happening
Billy? You know you can tell me.
very early in the series, probably
Grandpa,
around episode 1 or 2.
I have
But
Lukomenon.
basically, I knew from the start that the Doctor was going to turn out to be the bad guy.
Grandpa,
So this
did you
episode is
hear
where I
me?
finally reveal
I
it.
said,
You coming on? Billy, you know that's
And
not real.
to my surprise, people
what
said
are
that
you
they
talking
didn't
about?
see
The
it coming.
doctor
They didn't
told
know.
Mother all
So
about
I
it.
guess I did a
It's
good
a
job of
terrible
that.
disease that turns
I don't
you
know.
into an alien zombie before killing you.
Me and Tommy
You're
knew.
saying it isn't real.
Because I told him that it wasn't. When I invented it. And Billy is only the first victim.
Does anyone know who this guy is?
He's a doctor from the first episode.
So there's
You were there, so it makes
There's Matt back again, and of course he immediately gets killed. Now, this scene, I had Kenny over helping me, and Kenny was playing the part of Kate, of course, so he just... I told him we had to kill that guy, and he went a little overboard, but I thought it turned out great.
There the whole time?
I thought we already killed him.
Shut up! There's no way you could have killed one of my soldiers without me knowing.
Well,
Now, Tommy's accent,
that one guy at the other base.
it's supposed to be a British accent, and from the first episode, I knew he couldn't do a British accent, and
Silence.
I thought that his accent would just be a joke,
Always
like
wanted to say this.
he was using it as a disguise for episode 1, but Tommy took it a step further and decided
Billy.
to keep doing the accent for the rest of the season, so I think it turned out fine. But there's some fans who aren't fans of Tommy's portrayal of the Doctor, but that's okay. Can't please everyone, I guess.
I'm the one who diagnosed you with Lukomenon back at the hospital. You were knocked out, so it would make sense you didn't remember.
Yeah, the first thing I remember was arriving home and being told the bad news by Mother.
Oh, yes, your mother. How is she?
Well, honestly, I don't really know. We haven't exactly had a moment to talk since then.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's no problem, no. We didn't really talk much anyway. Oh, I do kind of miss her.
A lot. I miss
So,
Billy too.
at this point in the season, I thought it'd be
Every summer when
a
she
good
was
idea
young.
to bring Mother back in, because she's in the intro, and she only showed up for the first 2 episodes, I guess. So I thought, of course, I had to bring her back, and I didn't know who else would be back to save the rest of the crew. Of course, it had to be Mother, but
Just bring families closer together.
you know.
I guess not. At least not Billy's family.
I'm still here.
Well, anyway,
I really like this episode. This was a really fun one. So
not this far back.
I love this that little gag of
There it is. It was right around then.
this far back, and then it showed episode 1 or Halo 1, and then no, not that far, and then Halo 2, just right, and it's Halo 3. I just thought that was funny myself. I'm sure no one else understood.
Wait, it's okay. I'm Ninja. I saw you looking at my mongoose here.
And
you want to ride?
I thought also it would be great to get Carrie for
Come on down now. We can be friends.
for young Casey, because he's his little brother. I think he did a great job. It was awesome. I love Carrie scene. I'd love to do more episodes of Young Ninja and Billy in season 2.
After that, we were friends forever. And once Billy told me about her Lukomenon, I
So
dropped everything to help.
that was Ninja's original base, and now that's what Kate's original base looked like in the Halo 3 version, the original 2010.
Wait, hold on a second.
And that
What do you mean
lever
by
you just saw there, that was actually
As a child, I was
the lever that she pulled to open the door.
for Oni.
You mean a spy kid?
Kind of. More like a kid spy. But anyway. I received my mission and immediately jumped on it. It was probably
Now, in the original series, I really wanted to use this set of
I immediately took it.
the docks, you know, whatever this level's called, but I didn't get to the point where I had an opportunity to use it, so
wait,
I of course
You're telling us
put
you
it
were hired
in
to kill Billy?
this season.
Well, no. I just used a sniper rifle because it was
I guess
easier to
as an
see.
homage to myself. I don't know. That sounds stupid. Whatever. I just thought it was a really cool set, and I wanted to include it, so I used it for Kate's flashback.
So anyway, where was I? Right. So I was watching Billy when she just stops in her tracks.
Hello.
Hi.
Want to be friends?
Wait, so you just left everything and became friends with Billy? Just like that?
Well, yeah. Is that a problem?
I mean, you just quit your amazing spy job because you found a friend?
I already got my training, so I didn't really have much else to get out of it.
But you were a spy.
Yeah, but I was also a kid. What did I know?
She has a point.
You know, I honestly forgot you were
So,
there.
this is the end of
I forgot you were here too, fella.
episode 8.
Well, I...
Going straight into
Wait a minute. All of us are here. Who the heck shot
episode
him?
9. So, I thought it'd be a good way
I
to
thought we were
end the
really
episode on a
friends,
cliffhanger,
so I have no
trying to
idea.
find out who shot him. Turns out it's
Wasn't
Mother.
it obvious? I mean, come on. Who else would save Billy, other than me or you guys? She has no other friends, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
just said
it's
that.
true.
Well, come on. What are we waiting for?
We're still in prison
So-
cells? Locked prison cells?
Now they're walking through the hallway
right.
at the same time as these guys walk through the hallway.
And since then we never went back. This was the first
But,
time
you know,
I've
other ends
seen
of the hallway.
Grandpa in
But
years.
I use the same hallway for almost all
think
these
the
shots.
war
I
will
use
bring
one main
families
hallway,
closer?
really.
I
Except
guess
for this
not.
part,
At
I
least
went up to
not
the side, I
ours.
guess.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. See, the reason I brought you here is to see if the experiment worked. I released you into the wild to see how things would play out, and it seems to have worked. I mean, you've definitely changed in appearance.
Oh, that
and,
you definitely changed.
voice.
Tommy only recorded one
your
time.
voice is a
This
lot deeper,
that
you
line he
know.
recorded all the rest of
I
them
didn't
multiple
really
times,
think
but
that
for
out
whatever
at
reason,
first.
only that
A lot of people might
line
take
he
you for a
recorded
boy,
once. So
huh?
I didn't want to
More
bother
often
him.
than you'd think.
Just left it in.
Sorry
It doesn't
about
matter.
that. At least I know my life.
The rest of it sounded fine. So
worked.
Yeah, you've got that going for you. By the way, how long is this hallway anyway?
but for this episode or the previous episode, I took the main set that I built for episode 7 and
You're not thinking like a supervillain.
just
If the
added
hallways
little
were
add-ons
shorter,
to it for
any
the sets of
escapee
the next
prisoner
episodes,
could
really.
easily
So
access
I have
the other facilities
2 or
without
3
getting
versions
lost,
of
giving
this
the guards no time to prepare for their arrival.
this villain
Yeah,
base
If
set,
I
I
had built
guess.
this base, we'd have already escaped, been on the way home for about 8 minutes.
And this is
Escape?
probably
What
the
do you
second
mean by
version
escape? We can't
or the
escape
third
until we
one
find Billy.
Right. Almost forgot we still have to save Billy.
with the
How could you forget that?
the
Is
machine
that not
room, I guess
literally the
you could
only
call it,
reason you came here?
where Billy is operated on.
Well, yeah, but I thought she'd be in the prison cells.
That will show up in a
Finding
second.
you guys got me sidetracked.
I mean, how could you forget your own daughter? We had to call her back after telling her the news, and at that point, she was already halfway home.
Yup, that's Mother for you. Classic Mother.
Regardless, it's just bad parenting. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still at home, minding her own business, not even aware that you have been gone for this long. Anyways, here We are.
So for this, I had a general idea
Go
of
ahead and step inside
it'd be a
that
really
cryo
big open
chamber.
room,
It's
and
hooked
there'd
up to the
be
machine
cryo
that will cure
tubes
you.
Really?
and
That's simple.
a
After
giant
all,
satellite dish
Yes,
in the
that's
center.
simple.
So I mean,
Go on.
what I built was
What do you
pretty
have?
faithful to that.
So,
There's these
after
little
I'm cured, then
boxes
what?
that I guess you
Cured?
could use as cryo tubes, but it's like a chamber
Yes,
that
you just
she walks
said this is
into and it
connected to the
locks
machine
closed
that will cure me.
and
Yes,
starts
I did
injecting
say
her
that,
or
but I never said I was going
ejecting
to
her
turn it on.
disease
Also,
to the world, I
I
guess.
guess I forgot to mention the other machine it's connected to.
But
See
of course,
that
it's also
satellite
connected
dish?
to a machine that will cure her.
No, the roof of this thing is
Because what better
Oh,
way to be a
well,
villain than to have a immediate backup plan that
at
the
least see
good
it
guys
when
can
you were
use
coming in?
in case
No,
your
I
plan
was
falls
too busy
through.
assuming I was about to be cured.
Dang. Guess I didn't think that through either. Well, just imagine a big satellite dish above you.
Okay, got it.
So, that dish above you, it's connected to another machine that will transmit the disease to the whole world. Soon, the whole world will be mine.
How soon? How soon? Until the world
So for this
is
shot,
yours?
I got a close up
Well, the machine itself
of
takes
her
about
in
40
the
minutes to
chamber,
start. After that, we have to
and
go
I
to the
on
satellite
another
to
map
align
went
with
to a
this
green
dish,
screen
which could take anywhere from half
and got the like a base shield
when you knew I was going
and put it
to
up
be
against the
here.
green screen and recorded
Well,
that, and then layered it over this shot right here. I guess I forgot to put it on this particular shot, but
Look, there's a lot of things I
it was a
didn't
lot
think
more
about.
complicated
Would
than
you
it
please
should have been.
stop calling out my every mistake? This is only my first time taking over the world, you know.
Which
I'm sorry,
is
it's just
how it
so
went for a
easy.
lot of shots.
Okay, now you're just being rude.
Now, this episode, I thought it'd be really cool to just have like a flashback episode explaining where Mother's been this whole time and how she came to be at the base to save everyone. So, I executed that.
Computer on.
Now for this, for the computer sound, I'm sure a few of you noticed, but I used the original PlayStation, the Sony startup sound,
Mother.
because
Hello, computer.
I really love that startup sound. It's something from my childhood that
It looks like Ninja's house.
I really thought it would be a cool idea to integrate it into the series somehow. And then for a little bit later, you'll hear
Transferring.
the PlayStation 2 startup sound as well. Now, this cover of this song, I just found it. Like, I was looking for a good cover of, I don't know if you heard it, but she said, okay, computer. And then the computer shut off, but that's a reference to Radiohead's album, Okay, Computer. So I wanted to get a song from that album. And of course, exit music fit perfectly. So I just found a really good cover. And this one, I almost didn't use, but then I thought I could use this as well as the violin, or not violin, the cello suite back to back because they sound so similar. Like, I just thought this was a really awesome cover.
Tracking.
And could work very well with the cello suite. So I used them both. And of course, Mother's on her little mongoose because Billy took the warthog back in episode 2. So she gets back to Kripa's house. She's following Billy this whole time, so this is taking place between episode 2 and probably episode 5. So she follows Billy to Ninja's house, finds that they're already gone, so she follows them to Grandpa's house, gets there, and finds the note in a second. And from here, she goes back to Ninja's house to find the final place where Billy's assault rifle is being tracked, because she left it there when she switched out her weapons in episode 4. And sees the map to the first villain's base on the screen. So she goes straight to this villain's base. I guess what I just described was cut out, but yeah, she gets here, finds where Grandpa was, sees nothing, but she also finds this computer. So she gets on the computer and finds the other villain's base in whatever archive, I don't know. So she then heads there. So for this episode, I shot new Hornet scenes because I didn't want to use the same one for like a 3rd time. But yeah, there's that flashback, and then you get back to right then. So, I thought I would have Matt's character die again, and then show what happened between him being there and shooting Billy on accident, and when he was shot a couple episodes ago. So he gets up, finds that there's no one around, and goes and looks for anyone to talk to, but he eventually stumbles across this this planning room that he had not seen before, and sees the doctor's plans for what he was going to do to Billy and the whole world in this room. So I had to build this set for episode 10. So yeah, he sees the doctor going through with his plan, capturing Billy, putting her in the cryotube, and then turning on the machine to infect the whole world.
Billy,
he goes to stop him and to shoot the doctor, but he accidentally shoots Billy.
And you. My foot, not again.
Ninja!
Wait, I can help.
Ninja, are you alright?
Don't worry about me. Go get him.
So, while writing episode 10, we didn't really have a plan for what was going to happen. And we eventually came up with the idea of
You've already killed
Matt's
all
character
my other gods, so
going in and killing the doctor. I thought that was really good. In the end, he becomes a good guy. This character, introduced halfway through the season as a villain, I thought it would be really cool to have him switch to good.
Didn't you just kill Billy?
So we did that.
Yes, but Wait, no. I didn't mean to. I meant to kill the doctor.
How could you miss that? He was on the complete other side of the room.
Well...
Wait. When the doctor shot you guys, he said something about being the last one alive able to operate these machines. Do you know how to stop this?
Yes, it was the first lesson in our training. I guess he was always hoping for the worst.
Mother.
Billy! We came to rescue you!
So, I also thought it would be a good idea to write Grandpa out of the end of season 1, because I just didn't want to. I should have made one more character and write lines for him, so.
I'm not really sure.
I thought it'd be funny to have it show the last scene of Halo 3 after the credits. Master Chief drifting off into space, about to hit the planet. That's the start of Halo 4.
Well, anyway, thank you. I know I just shot you to
Just
death
to show that he's gone again, and
how could I ever repay you?
he's off on another one of his Star Wars. So, for the very end, we had no idea what to do. So I thought, what if Matt's character just wanted to go race with them, drive around in Warhawks. So they did that, and there's not a lot of time because of the timing of the music, but yeah, it zooms out and shows the Doctor watching him on the screen. So that's the end of Season 1 of Billy Hadz Lukomenon. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. You probably didn't, but yeah, look out pretty soon for the full cast commentary, because that will be a lot more interesting than just the director and just one guy. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Thanks for listening.